Welcome to Now Hear This. I'm your host, Chris Spangle. Now Hear This is a conversation with leaders in Indianapolis that are working to improve the lives of Hoosiers. Our goal is to empower you to join in their work and make a difference while informing you about the unseen aspects of life in Indiana. If you miss an episode, you can listen via podcast at nowhearthisindy.com. Today, I'm talking to Phil May, who is the Sharing Place Coordinator at the Foundation for Lutheran Child and Family Services. Phil, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
Tell us a little bit about the Foundation for Lutheran Child and Family Services. What is it?
Well, the Foundation for Lutheran Child and Family Services was founded as an orphanage on East Washington Street by a bunch of German immigrants in 1883. Fast forward about 130 some odd years, and we run the Lutherwood, the children's home on at 16th and Ritter, and and among other programs, we also run the Sharing Place Food Pantry, which I do.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your work at the Sharing Place Food Pantry. I'm sure that is, the need is great right now. Give us an idea of the scope of the change between 2 months ago and today.
Well, it has been quite a bit of change, and did happen rather quickly. So we used to do client choice. We are a TFAP Pantry. That's the Emergency Food Assistance Program through the United States Department of Agriculture. And so we have folks come in, we check them in, and we take their information, and then we send them around the pantry, and everybody gets a number of points to blow. Mixed vegetables were 2 for 1, diced tomatoes were 4 for 1. But lately, we've been doing things differently. So we moved to a curbside service sort of deal where we prepackage boxes and bring them out to folks. We ask their preference whether they'll eat pork or not, and if we've got supply, we ask them whether they want whole wheat or white bread. And it's we just thrash it out and bring it out to their cars and come back and do it over and over and over and over and over until we're done. So do you have any kind of idea of the volume difference? Yeah, I'd say we're doing about double. In 2019, we served about 945 families a month on average. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but for at least the last 2 days, we've served well over 100 folks. For a reference, a usual Monday, in a normal day when there isn't a pandemic, we serve about 60 to 70 families. Yesterday, we did 113.
Wow.
No, yesterday. On Monday, we did 113. On Tuesdays, the record for a normal day is 117. Yesterday, we did 115. We're definitely seeing a lot more folks. We're seeing all of our regulars, of course, but we've got a lot of new faces as well.
So how does it work? If somebody is in need and they need to access your services, do they show up? Do they get a hold of you through lutheranfamily.org? How do they go about it?
We have an excellent system of word-of-mouth advertising, if you can call it that. Folks, we've got set hours, which is Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Tuesdays, 4 to 8 p.m., and folks can just show up. The only real requirement we have is proof of residence. We have a 9-zip code area. It's Lawrence Township, and then 46218 and 46219. So they just show up, they give us our proof of residence, we write down the household total, and then we ship them a box of food. Well, we don't ship them, we bring it out there, but.
Sure. And so where is your food sourced? I mean, what are you hearing from the people that provide your food? And, I went to the grocery yesterday and food is scarce. And I know that Walmart and Meijer, they make up a lot of donations to a lot of pantries like yours.
Right.
So are they providing less? I mean, how are the sources and the provisions coming along?
You are exactly right. It is pretty wild to be reminded that we are a part of the same supply chain as everybody else. We do get lots of donations from grocery stores, specifically there's 2 Krogers, a Meijer up here, and the Walmart on Pendleton Pike. And some donations are dwindling. Like, we haven't been getting a lot of meat lately, as you can imagine. Bread hasn't been so much, but we're still getting lots of fresh stuff, which is nice. We are a Gleaner's Pantry partner, and we're very lucky to have their leadership in the state. they have been feeling the pinch as well. And they've stopped doing the Wednesday blowouts and the cold room appointments where pantries can go in their truck and pick up food. But luckily, since we're a TFAP program and we receive allocations from the USDA, we've got lots of pantry staples. We've got canned potatoes. We've got the mixed vegetables. We've got pork with juices, which is actually a lot better than it sounds. As far as pantry staples go, we're doing very well. But there's lots of stuff that we also carry that has been dwindling a lot. We haven't seen any toilet paper since we got rid of our stock. Let's see, what else? Rice and pasta soups are down. Cereal is something that's easy stuff that kids will eat and that's easy for parents to make. We're not seeing a whole bunch of. Mm. But other than that, I'm actually pretty optimistic that we can handle the load and keep it together, thanks in part to the grocery stores and definitely to Gleaner's Food Bank and the other food banks. We went to Midwest Food Bank yesterday. They're great. We've gotten a lot of help from Million Meal Movement. Lots of folks are pulling together, and we're very lucky to have the partners and the neighbors and the organizations that we do.
So for those who don't know how it works, tell us, you hear Gleaners and you hear Midwest Food Bank a lot, and you may not hear, the Sharing Place Food Bank in the local area. How does a Gleaners or a Midwest Food Bank work, and how does it interact with a facility like yours?
That part I'm a little fuzzy on.
Okay.
I'm not privy to their meetings and stuff. I know that Gleaners buys food the same way that we've heard in the news that Gleaners is now having to compete with the grocery stores for supply. Midwest, I imagine, is doing A-okay. I know that they do. They get a lot of donations from things that have fallen off the back of a truck or things that have been rejected from a store. And so truckers just bring that stuff over to them.
And so what they do is then they divide that out amongst all the food shelters across the city?
Yeah, pretty much. We drive our truck up, and lately they've had volunteers from, the National Guard sitting out there loading trucks up. So it's been nice and easy for us lately. We just drive the truck up. We don't even have to get out anymore, and those guys load it up, and we go home.
So really, they're using the National Guard out at Gleaners?
Yeah.
Interesting.
At Midwest. I imagine they could be using it at Gleaners, too.
Do you have any wraparound services, what are called wraparound services? So if somebody is in need of something else and they're not sure where to get help, what connections might someone have if they come in to get some food, but then they need X, Y, or Z? Do you have resources that could help folks?
Not quite, but, having been in the social service community for so long, we do have lots of partners and friends and neighbors who we can send folks to get help. For example, LCFS is partnered with Community Behavioral Health to run the day-to-day operations at Lutherwood, and due to that, we've got a list of social workers, and we've got social workers, and we're good friends with the United Way and many of the other United Way partner agencies around the city. So we don't quite have wraparound services, but we definitely know where and to whom we can send people to get them the help they need.
Excellent. So if anybody out there listening is in a position to help, how do they are you looking for food donations, cash donations? What kind of help, volunteer services? What are you looking for, and how can people get in touch with you?
Cash donations are always great. With our partnership through Gleaners, we can use their grocery program to buy food below retail cost, which is super helpful. I'm not entirely sure that I want to send people out to the stores to shop with us, as we do need to be mindful of the supply chain. Folks can get in touch with me best by sending an email to sharingplace@lutheranfamily.org. I should also say that volunteers are our greatest need right now. I need all the youngins that folks can send. We prefer to have our volunteers over the age of 14 and under 60. But if you're 65 and you can run a 5K, I'll take you. And if you've got a precocious 11-year-old who they'll take the work seriously, I will take that kid too.
Excellent. And I will put the contact info in the show notes at nowhearthisindy.com. You can find that in the description and get in touch with them. Phil, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Phil May, Sharing Place Coordinator, part of the Foundation for Lutheran Child and Family Services. You're listening to Now Hear This. I'm your host, Chris Spangle. If you missed any portion of our program, you can listen on our website, nowhearthisindy.com. If you'd like to have your organization featured on the show, please contact Gabby at 317-475-7407 or via the contact page on our website. Thanks for listening, and we will be back again soon with Now Hear This. Our goal at the Chris Spangle Show is to help you sound smarter while talking with your friends. If you struggle to understand politics, we explain it from an independent libertarian perspective with all of the irreverence modern politics deserves. We toss out the screaming heads and put people before political parties and give context to the news to make you think. I'm the host. I'm a 15-year veteran of politics and media, and this show is published every Saturday. It's part of the We Are Libertarians network, and be sure to join Wall Plus for bonus podcasts, the complete archives, commercial-free shows, and more. Subscribe now at wearelibertarians.com.